present.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Mr. Clements.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to set a trial date. The two sides talked about when we can get this on the plan.
Judge, we have, but we're going to make another suggestion, and I understand the court would want to set a trial date in this particular case. As Your Honor knows, the defendant is pending cases up in Maricopa County. That has impacted our ability to get some things done, like review of electronic devices and so forth. The good news is we actually have reports from Maricopa County now, that's already completed. So we're able to get review of all of the information that's been important for the case in this case, probably within the next month or so. All the reports have been disclosed and all that information is to the defense. We're working on setting a time up in Phoenix at the active facility to be able to allow the defense to review all of the electronic devices. We've also been working to get interviews scheduled. There are some done, and we're getting ready to schedule others in the next month or two. With the holidays and everything that's going on, Judge, I think with the defense and us, we have a lot that we're trying to accomplish before Christmas of this year. I think once we have those things done, we'll be in a better position of being able to determine a more realistic trial rate. And talking with the families in this case, they are not going to be available, and I think this court will understand, not setting trials in November, December of 2020. So we want to try to avoid those dates for the victim standing in this particular case. What we're going to ask today, Judge, and we have talked with Mr. Kessler about this as well, is to allow the court to give us time to be able to continue working diligently to get things accomplished on this case and come back early January so that we can actually pick what we believe will be a realistic trial date. We're thinking 6 to 8 weeks for a trial, given everything that's currently joined. There will be some motions, and Your Honor has one motion that the state filed. The defense is going to need some additional time to respond to that. We're not asking to set that for hearing right now, but there may be another motion as well to deal with all of the cases staying together that the state intends to file as well. So for those reasons, Judge, I know you wanted to set a trial date today and get it on the calendar, but for those reasons, I think working with the defense and being able to get some more things accomplished over the next couple months would be more productive and setting one realistic trial date on this case for all parties.
Thank you. And share some thoughts about what the prosecutor just said, and then I'll take some input from defense counsel. But here's my concern, my number one concern, is getting 8 to 9 weeks on my calendar and working around holidays and the things where we don't want to have a trial running through Thanksgiving and December. I absolutely agree. I think we're all in agreement about that. That is not the time to try this case. But getting it on my calendar for that length of time is something. The sooner we can do it, the better. And my second hesitation, and that's putting it mildly, is waiting on Maricopa County to do whatever it is that they're doing in the preliminary case. So we talk about that a little bit, and you get to talk too.
Judge, I don't mean to suggest that there's anything we're waiting on anymore with the burglary case. I think that here in Pima County, and I've talked with the Maricopa County prosecutors, whatever they're doing up there, as far as we're concerned, is not going to drive anything else that occurs in this case. The difficulty we had up until now was they have possession of all the electronic devices that are evidenced in this case. So because they have all of those things, we were at their mercy and waiting for them to complete their analysis on all the devices. That's done. All the forensic reports are done. Now we're in a position of being able to do what we need to do on our case to be able to move forward. So that was the issue. There is no more waiting. I will tell you, Judge, that they don't have hearings again up there until November 1st and November 8th. They're still continuing on with hearings on collateral issues that have nothing to do with even beginning to set their cases for trial. And I know in talking they have additional motions as well up there. So I don't mean to suggest that we're waiting on anything else that's happening in Maricopa County at this point. They've done what we did, and we're ready to go.
Mr. Kessler, did you suggest a plan?
Just briefly, Ms. Miller is correct in what she explained to you in terms of the progress that we've made and why we've had to wait. In terms of setting a trial date, it's my preference that we wait. If you want to set a trial date now, just so that we can reserve a spot on your calendar, I know Mr. Mosher and I we're looking at probably early 2021. I have another capital trial that'll go June to November in 2020. So we'll be working around that too. But I think if you want to reserve time on your calendar, we're talking about the springtime of 2021 is the first realistic opportunity to have this trial.
That does not make I would like the case on my calendar earlier than that. If I grant a continuance of the pretrial, I want parties to look at their calendars and be ready to set this sometime in 2020. I would like to work around the holidays. If we are literally looking at 2021, we're going to set it in January. It's absolutely doable. Mr. Marshall?
Judge, so having tried a 2-month trial before you, I just want to update the court to get that case ready, for example, which involved more than 120 defense interviews. That process is not a process that is done in 3 months or 6 months. So I just, even as diligently as we can all work, there is considerable work to be done. This case actually is more complex than that case was. Will require more trial witnesses. That would involve, I think, 50+ witnesses. This one will probably be closer to 80 than 50. So I like what you're saying about 9 weeks. January, I would assume, makes everyone cringe for similar reasons. I don't think Mr. Kessler is being disingenuous when he suggests he's got this capital trial, and he does seem to be, in trial a bunch in Phoenix, and some of those cases run long. If he comes out of a huge trial around the holidays, I think everyone wants to not walk into trial in this case, the first or second week back from the holidays. So I would be asking for February of 2021. I would, we can go to March. I'm not stuck on February. What's the difference into January? That's fine too. 2021 is probably wide open for all of us. If it makes the court more comfortable to be able to set aside the space on the calendar, I would be lobbying for a realistic date in early 2021 that we can all agree on.
Bring a 2021 calendar out.
Okay. I can rattle off the Tuesdays if it helps, Judge. It's 12, 19, 26 for January.
Let's do this. I'm going to do February or March. We're going to set it out for 9 weeks on an abundance of caution. That could change depending on what happens with interviews and discovery between now and then. This is pretty far off. Is there a date in March or the end of February that would be accessible to the defense?
From the defense point of view, that's wide open, that period of time.
How about the state, have a preference? So we're looking at, I agree, January, coming right back off the holidays and giving defense time to wrap up after the other capital case that Mr. Kessler's handling. So we could do February 16th, February 23rd, March 2nd.
February 23rd, Judge?
February 23rd, 2021. I'm going to put that on the court's calendar. I'm going to block out 9 weeks. In Pima County, we run our trials on Tuesdays through Fridays. We do full days. Usually we start around 10 o'clock because I have a morning calendar, as do other counsel as well. So everybody in my courtroom no later than 10:15 on February 23rd. We'll be doing jury questionnaires. We'll visit that in months down the road. The court will probably ask for proposed questionnaires, although I have one that I like to use, given the length of the trial, and obviously to death qualify the jury, we'll be using questionnaires. But that's going to have to be resolved in early January. Not going to have that. It's got to be at least 30 days just for a normal questionnaire, but for death qualifying and get us time to sit and review all the questionnaires the week before the trial. I want those ready to go, to have jurors being brought in the first or second week of January so that we know that we've got a full enough panel to be able to do our regular court matter. Is there any, we need to set something else. When do you guys want to come back?
I would suggest January, or maybe mid-January, as a status conference.
I agree.
So, do you want late morning or early afternoon on one of my Mondays?
I prefer early in the morning.
Well, my idea of early in the morning is probably different than your idea of early in the morning. So how about if we do, I can do it at 10 o'clock. I can do January 13th or January 27th, and now we're talking 2020.
10 o'clock is fine.
Have a date that works for
Either
families?
one, Judge.
Let's visit this on January 13th. I'd like to have a heads up on what's going on as we approach getting ready for the actual trial.
And Judge, could you just indicate in that entry that the state is to writ the defendant unless this presence is going to be waiting for that hearing?
Yeah, the state is to writ the defendant for that hearing. If Mr. Clements does not wish to appear, I need something in writing from Mr. Clements, and it has to be given prior to the hearing. If not, I will be ordering that he must appear, and I'm not going to be able to take a request that he refuse the morning of trial. Mr. Clements, thank you for your cooperation today. I expect continued cooperation. So your next hearing in front of me, unless something else comes up, is January 13th, 10 o'clock, here in Division 12, and that's 2020. And we've set the trial date, and we've set it in February. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defense?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody.
No, he's fine. He was done. He was done filming.
Mr. Moser, there were 62 witnesses total. There were 1,020 exhibits.